So good morning to everyone. Today we will discuss a simply supported beam subjected to several loads at different positions with respect to the any one of its end. So simply supported beam of span L carrying a several concentrated loads as shown in figure. Before going to solve the problem or draw the shear force and bending moment diagrams, again better to review the sign convention. So first one is the shear force. As we know that left to the section upward taken as positive, right to the section downward as usually again positive. Then the shear force left to the section downward and right to the section upward again taken as negative. So then go for the bending moment convention. So whenever taken as left to the section clockwise moment as a positive, right to the section counterclockwise taken as a positive. Similarly for the sagging hogging moment also, this is the hogging, this is hogging, this is the sagging movement. So this is very important one. While producing or drawing the shear force and bending moment diagram, you have to draw the shear force and bending moment diagram as per the taken or chosen sign convention. Here let us see the problem. A simply supported beam AB of length L, which is equal to 6 meters, carrying two loads of magnitude 3 kilonewtons and 6 kilonewtons at a distance A. So from A as shown in figure. Initially we have to calculate the reaction forces. So first of all, the problem is solved in 3 steps. First step, we have to find out the reactions at the supports at end A and end B. Then find out the shear force at respect to position, and then the third step is bending moment, calculation of bending moment. First one is the calculation of reaction forces. So for that, from the equilibrium equation, you can find out the reaction force at end A and end B. So initially let us consider as a or draw the free body diagram. This is the free body diagram. So what about the free body diagram? As we know that this is a beam. We know that this is a beam. So the roller support is replaced by a force of magnitude RA at end A, and a hinge support is replaced by at end B is RB as usually. So this is the end A. So this is end B. This is end B. This is end A. A force of magnitude 3 kilonewtons at a distance 2 meters, as we know that from end A at C, and one more force of magnitude 6 kilonewtons at a distance again 2 meters from B. So just we have to calculate the reaction forces RA and RB. For that, first taking moments of all the forces about A and applying the condition of equilibrium, that is represented equation number 1. So whenever taking moment of any force about any point, you must measure the perpendicular distance from the moment center to the line of action of the force. Here how many forces are acting on a body? One is RA, second one is 3 kilonewtons, and third one is the 6, and fourth one is the RB. Whenever you are going to taking the moments of all the forces about A, the moment produced by the RA about A is 0. It means you have to measure the perpendicular distance from A to the line of action of the 3 kilonewtons and the 6 kilonewtons and again RB. For that, say the perpendicular distance from the A to the first 3 kilonewtons is 2 meters, and the perpendicular distance from the moment center A to the second force of magnitude 6 kilonewtons is 2 plus 2, that is 4 meters, and the perpendicular distance from the moment center A to the line of action of the RB is 6 meters. I think that you know the magnitude of the system of forces and the definite perpendicular distance from the moment center A to the line of action of the 3 kilonewtons, 6 kilonewtons and RB. Here no doubt at all. So no one force is oblique or inclined. So since the perpendicular distance is 2, 4, 6, now taking moment of 3, 6 and RB about A produces the clockwise moments. 6 and 3 kilonewtons produces the clockwise moment, while RB produces the counterclockwise movement. So for our convenience, the clockwise moments are taken as positive, counterclockwise moment taken as negative. So what about the moment produced by the R summation, that is sigma MA? So that is equal to 3 into, what about the perpendicular distance from the moment center A to the line of action of the 3, that is 2. It is taken as positive because that is clockwise. Again, what about the moment produced by the 6 kilonewtons from the moment center A, that is at a distance 4. Again it is taken as positive, that is 6 into perpendicular distance is 4. I think that the RB produces the counterclockwise moment about A. Keep it in mind, the direction and magnitude of the movement is always taken or considered with respect to the moment center. Here moment center is A. So with respect to the A, the movement of RB is in counterclockwise direction. So it is to be taken as negative. What about its magnitude? RB into 6. So generally it is equilibrium equation. So that implies it must be equal to 0. Therefore, what about the RB? Simply RB is equal to 30 by 6, that is equal to 5 kilonewtons. So this is equation number 2. So then now calculate the RA value. What about the RA? As we know that there are two vertically upward forces, there are two vertically downward forces. It means resolving the forces along y-axis and applying the condition of equilibrium, that is represented by equation number 3. Here the vertically downward forces are taken as positive, the vertical upward forces are taken as negative. Therefore RA plus RB is equal to 3 plus 6, which is equal to 9. So from this equation you can find out the RA value also. Therefore RA is equal to simply 4 kilonewtons. So that is equation number 4. From the equation number 2 and 4, we know the magnitudes of the RA and RB, which is equal to, what about RA? That is 4 kilonewtons. What about RB? That is equal to 5 kilonewtons. So these two forces are very important. So all of you remember this. So this is very important. These two values are calculated. Whatever the values are so shown in a circle or the rounded are calculated. That is RA and RB. This is RB. This is RA. Once you calculated the RA and RB, then you can draw the shear force and bending moment diagrams. For that, the second step is calculation of shear force. The second step is calculation of shear force is represented as SF. So that may be Sx. So for that, what we have to do, we know the values. This is the a beam subjected to a system of forces transversely. So am I right? So what about the first force at extreme and A, that is 4 kilonewtons, and a force of magnitude at a distance 2 meters is 3 kilonewtons, and at a distance of 4 kilonewtons from and A is 6 kilonewtons, and at a distance 6 is RB is equal, that is I think that RB is equal to 5 kilonewtons. We know the transverse force system on a beam AB supported with a roller and as well as hinge as shown in figure. So just we have to calculate the shear force and bending moment diagram. So while producing the shear force and bending moment, you must take the section XX. What about the section XX? So now let us take the section XX in between AC first initially. So now, this is a section XX. This is section XX at a distance X from the and A. This is, so I think that there is one force left to the section XX which is vertically upward. So left to the section vertically upward taken as positive here, that is equal. So shear force, that is equal SF at A, that is F or Sx at A, Sx, that is shear force at A is equal to, must be taken as positive. Why? As we choose in the convention or the sign convention, left to the section vertically upward taken as positive. So that is taken as positive. Whatever its magnitude 4, that is 4. Again SF at C. It means the section is considered exactly at C. What about the system of forces? One is vertically upward, its magnitude is 4, and at C its magnitude is 3 down. It means if it is taken as positive, it must be taken as negative. So therefore SF at C is, that is SC plus 4 minus 3, that is equal to 1. Here that is equal 4 kilonewtons. This is 1 kilonewton. Now shear force at or between D or at A D again. So then calculate shear force at D. It means that is SD, that is equal. So how many forces are acting or there left to the section? One is 4 vertically upward, second one is 3 vertically downward, again 6 is vertically downward. So as per the sign convention, vertically upward left to the section has taken positive. Definitely the 3 kilonewtons or 6 kilonewtons must be taken as negative. Therefore plus 4 minus 3 minus 6, that is equal. What about its value? So minus 9 plus 4, that is equal to minus 5, that is equal to minus 5 kilonewtons. The sign convention is very, very important. All of you remember it. Then I have to calculate the shear force at B. Definitely this value is constant up to B. Therefore shear force at B is, that is SB. Definitely here if you consider the section here itself as XX, it is a force of magnitude 5 kilonewtons vertically upward. Its value should be taken as negative, that is minus 5 kilonewtons. I think that We know the shear force at any point, say as A, C, D, B. From that values you can draw the shear force diagram. Therefore, initially we have to draw the baseline. Here remember two things. So we have to draw the baseline. This is the baseline. With respect to baseline, we have to measure or take the values. If it is positive, above that line. If it is negative, below that line. This is the baseline. So baseline, this is the baseline. This is the end A, this is end B. So we know that this is the C, this is the D. So for our convenience only. So let us see what about the shear force at A, positive. So positive value always taken above the baseline. Its magnitude is 4 newtons, 4 kilonewtons. This is the 4 kilonewtons. It is constant up to point C. So this is the constant. Then what about the shear force at C? It is 1 kilonewton. That is positive. Always you measure the 1 unit from the baseline, not from the above point. This is the 1. So it means just this is the 1. Here you must remember. So again it is constant up to D. It is constant up to D. Then what about the magnitude of the shear force at D? That is minus 5. You measure the 5 below that. This is the 5. So this is plus 1. This is plus 4. Definitely it becomes minus 5. So this is 5. So this is the shear force diagram. So based on that, this is the shear force diagram. The third one is the calculation of bending moment. Calculation of PM. So that is represented by mx. That is represented by mx. It is very simple. Then bending moment at A. Here let us consider section xx at a distance x from the end A. Now BM at A. So it means that is MA, that is equal to. So before going to that, better to write the equation. What about that equation? You know the definite perpendicular distance from the section xx to the line of action of the 4 kilonewtons is x. The magnitude of the moment of a force 4 kilonewtons is 4 into x. Again, it produces the counterclockwise movement with respect to the section xx, that is sagging taken as positive. So here, so initially I would like to write down the generalized equation, that is mx is equal to, when section considered between C and D, that is C and A, that is equal to positive. What about the moment? Plus 4 into x. So between A and C, this is the, then I can find out the moment at A as well as C. So therefore BM at A is equal to, that becomes MA. So what about that value? MA is equal to, what about the x value at A? That is 0, that is equal to 4 into 0, that is equal to 0. Then I can calculate the bending moment at C also. It means BM at C, it means at x is equal to 2 meters. Simply substitute the x value in equation number 1. So that is equal to, so MC is equal to 4 into 2, that is equal to 8 kilonewton meter. that is again positive. So based on this value, you can draw the bending moment diagram. So this is again, this is the baseline. This is the baseline, am I right? So it follows a straight line. Simply mx equation follows a straight line law. Its value is 0 at A and 8 kilonewton meter at C. This is the first one. Let us see the next one is the B. Next mx is equal. Just I would like to take the between C and D. C and D. Just I would like to take the section XX between C and D. It means the x value varies from A. So therefore mx is equal. So what about that? So mx is equal. This is, let us consider this is the section XX. Here to avoid the confusion, now the second one is this is x instead of this section. So I think that the distance from the A to the C is x minus 2. We know the definite perpendicular distance from the section XX to each and every force. What about the moment produced by that? So again say that is equal. What about that equation? So 3 into again 4 kilonewtons produces the clockwise movement. Again 3 kilonewtons produces the counterclockwise. So this is clockwise, it produces the counterclockwise with respect to the section XX. Again left to the section counterclockwise must be taken as negative minus, its value is 3 into, so this is the x minus 2. What about this value? Just I would like to calculate the perpendicular distance from the section XX to the 3 newtons. So it is x minus 2 meters. What about the perpendicular distance from 3 kilonewtons to the XX is? So this is the 2, this is the x, it becomes x minus 2. This is x minus 2. Then I can calculate the shear force at D also. Already you calculate the shear force, bending moment at C, as well as then you can find out the bending moment at D. It means, so BM at D, it means at x is equal to 4 meters, or simply at x is equal to 4. It means just substitute the x is equal to 4 in equation number 2 in bending moment calculation part. Say that is equal m d is equal to 4 into 4, that is positive, minus 3 into 4 minus 2. So that is equal to 16 minus, so 3 into 2, that is equal to, so 10 kilonewton meter. So this is the bending moment at D. So I think that further it is increases up to D. Then you can draw the bending moment from the D to C by formulating the equation as represented in equation number 1 as well as number 2 by considering the section between D and B. So let us continue the next problem. Now the second problem is a simply supported beam is subjected to a uniformly distributed load over the entire length L at the rate of W Newton per meter. So as usually, again you have to calculate the reaction forces at and A and B. So then this problem is completed in 3 steps as usually. like in the previous one. So first one is the calculation of reaction forces at A and B. What we have to do? You have to draw the free body diagram first. Then you have to calculate the total load and find out the reaction forces at A and B. So that is the first one is free body diagram. So while drawing the free body diagram, what we have to do? So we have to replace the supports by forces according to the type of the support. At end A, there is a roller support is replaced by RA. At end B, even that is hinge, that is replaced by B. Then I think that you know the total load as usually that becomes WL. Definitely that is at the midpoint. This is the total load. I think that need not to calculate once again. It is completed in the previous lectures also, or calculated in the previous lectures also. The total length of the beam is capital L. Am I right? This is L. So this is L by 2. This is L by 2. Again, this is also L by 2. We know that. What we have to calculate? We have to calculate the RA and RB. For that, now taking moments of all the forces about A and applying the condition of equilibrium, that is equal to sigma MA is equal to 0. So while taking moment about A, I think that WL produces the clockwise movement with respect to the A, and RB produces the counterclockwise movement with respect to A. So therefore, what about the movement produced by the WL, that is at a distance L by 2? Simply, if it is taken as positive, WL into L by 2, again minus RB into whatever the perpendicular distance, that is L, which is equal to 0. This is the equation. So therefore, simply, so RB into, therefore RB into L is equal to WL square by 2. So therefore RB is equal to WL by 2. Automatically RA is equal to WL by 2. We know the RA and RB from equation number 1. So that is equal to WL by 2. Again, that is equal to WL by 2. We know all the forces with the magnitudes and its directions with respect to the axis of the beam. Then you can find out the shear force and bending moment, and you can draw the shear force and bending moment diagrams for the calculated values. The second one is calculation of shear force, that is represented as Sx. So what about the shear force at A? So let us see. For our convenience, simply I would like to redraw the same one with only force system. So this is the beam. This is a beam. Supported, its reaction is WL by 2. Here itself WL by 2. A force of magnitude WL at a distance L. Then I would like to find out the shear force and bending moment initially between A and C. So for that, so this is the section XX. This is section XX. It is at a distance X from the and A. So what about the shear force left to the section vertical upward? That is positive. It means Sx generally that is equal to labeled as plus WL by 2. It means SF at A. What about the here that is uniformly distributed load? So sorry, this is the reaction. Again, a uniformly distributed load distributed over a distance, as we know that. So what about this is the shear force? What about the shear force due to the uniformly distributed load over a length x, that is to be calculated? The intensity of load is W, the total load is Wx, that is minus, because it is left to the section downward, left to the section downward is negative, minus, what about that value? W into x, W into x. So this is the equation number 1. So this is the equation number of shear force equation, WL by 2 minus Wx. I can find out the shear force at A as well as C. So that is equal shear force SF at A. It means at x is equal to 0. At x is equal to 0. So therefore, simply substitute x is equal to 0 in the equation number 1. The shear force at the end A is plus WL by 2. It is positive. So then I can draw it. That is equal. This is the baseline. This is the baseline. Am I right? What about the magnitude of the shear force at A? That is positive. So we have to take the above the line. This is WL by 2, and it follows the straight line law. It follows the straight line law. Let us see what about the shear force at C. Next, SF at C. It means at x is equal to L by 2. Simply substitute x value, that is equal to L by 2 in equation number 1. Therefore, SC is equal to WL by 2 minus W into L by 2. It is 0. It means the shear force is 0 at C. Again, it follows the straight line law. So the shear force is 0. This is the shear force. It is straight line. It follows the straight line law. So that is the very, very important one. So then you can calculate the shear force at x is equal to L from this equation also. Then SF at P, it means at x is equal to L. Means at x is equal to L. So what about that value? That is equal to S. B is equal to, as we know that WL by 2 minus. So simply W into L, that is equal to minus WL by 2. What about the shear force at B, that is minus WL by 2. So definitely you have to take the WL by 2 which is below the baseline. So this is a negative, this is positive. This is a shear force diagram SFD for this case. Now then calculate the bending moment. Now the second one is bending moment. So now calculate the bending moment. Third step is calculation of calculation of Bm represent as mx, so that is equal to, what about that generalized equation, mx is equal to, now I would like to take the moment equation. What about the section xx that is equal to, you know, the WL into x, whatever the perpendicular distance from the section xx to the WL by 2x, it produces the clockwise moment left to the section, simply taken as positive, that is positive, very simple. So what about its value, that is equal to WL by 2 into x. What about the moment produced by the uniformly distributed load over a distance x, that is again left to the section. It is also produces the clockwise, that produces the counterclockwise moment, keep it in mind, with respect to x, that produces the counterclockwise moment, so must be taken as minus. So you remember this is the section xx, so this is the uniformly distributed load over a distance small x, it produces the counterclockwise moment, so that's why I have taken minus. Its value is wx, no doubt at all, w into x. The perpendicular distance to the wx from the xx is x by 2, that is x by 2. So this is the generalized equation, say equation number 1. You must remember these two equations only. One is shear force equation, this is the equation. Then see the second equation, this is the bending moment equation. These two equations are very, very important one. Then I can find out the moment at any point. Simply, what about the moment Bm at A? It means at x is equal to 0. No doubt at all. So when you substitute x is equal to 0, this term is 0. Again, when you substitute x is equal to 0, this is also 0. It means bending moment at A is equal to 0. So this is A. Then Bm at C. Then Bm at C. It means at x is equal to L by 2. At x is equal to L by 2. Am I right? So simply substitute in the equation number 1. Therefore, so MB, that is equal to MC is equal to, so WL by 2 into L by 2 minus W into L by 2 into L by 2. So that is equal to WL square by 4 minus WL square by, so that is equal to 4. It is, what about this value at section xx? It is the at x is equal to L by 2, at x is equal to 0, at x is equal to L by 2, that is equal to, so x square, that is simply WL by 2, value is WL by 2, so Wx into Wx, x is equal to L by 2, again already it is x by 2, it is x by 2, L by 2, this is equal to 1 by 2, so that is equal to x is equal to L by 2, this is into x square. For our convenience, simply this becomes x square by 2, w by 2 into L square. So this is the final value. So that is equal to WL square by 4 minus WL square by 8. So that is the final value. Then you can find out that is maximum, that is equal to, so WL square by 4. Then you can find out the Bm at B. It means at x is equal to L. At x is equal to L. So that is equal to What about that value? That is equal MB is equal so W L by 2 into L minus so W by 2 into L square. So that is equal to WL square by 2 minus WL square by 2, it is equal to 0. So this is B, this is C. So from the values A, B, C, you can plot the bending moment diagram. So that is equal, again this is the baseline. All the values are positive. What about the value at A? That is 0. What about the value at B? That is 0. What about the value at C? That is WL square by 4. So that is at C. I think that this equation follows the cubic law. Parabolic law. This equation, parabolic law. So this is a parabolic law. So therefore, so it shows the parabolic law. So what we did, simply initially we have to calculate the reaction forces at A and B. So by drawing the free body diagram, so that is represented in this diagram. Then calculate the shear force. While calculating the shear force, we know the value at A as well as B, and we know the rate of load distributed over a distance L, that is at the rate of W Newton per meter. Am I right? So then let us consider any section XX at a distance X from A. So then the left to the section upward taken as positive, and again the uniformly distributed load over a distance X is vertically downward, that must be taken as negative. That is given the shear force equation number 1. So then at a particular point you can find out the shear force at A, B and C, as we know that. Then calculate the bending moment. While calculate the bending moment, again consider the same section XX with the forces uniformly distributed load as well as a point load WL by 2. So we formulated the equation. Simply it follows the parabolic law, and then you can find out the bending moment at salient features at A, C as well as D. Those are represented equation A, B, C. Based on that, to find out values, you can plot the bending moment diagram with a parabolic shape above the baseline since it is positive. So let us continue the next lecture with the one more point load on the simply supported beam with UDL loads. Thank you.